Are extraterrestrials aware of Earth? The search for extraterrestrial intelligence is a project which alarms, excites, and frequently disappoints mankind in equal measure. Every so often, we think we've found an important signal from an alien civilization, only for it to turn out to be a star having a hissy fit. The quest to contact other worlds will undoubtedly continue indefinitely. But in the meantime, we have the intriguing possibility that somewhere out there in the vast expanse of space, someone might have detected our planet. They may not know how to reach us or speak to us, nor might they know whether our planet harbors intelligent life. But thanks to the activities of man and other terrestrial life forms, it is possible that some extraterrestrials are aware of Earth. Number 3. Earth's signals. Mankind has been making a dirty great noise for over 150 years now, ever since Italian inventor Guglielmo Marconi developed the world's first long-range radio technologies. The first radio signals sent into space were sent about a half-century later, and we've since added to the noise with television broadcasts too. So surely, an alien race must have picked up an old rerun of The Simpsons by now. Haven't we made our presence obvious through our terrible tastes in sitcoms and panel shows? Probably not. Both radio and television signals are limited as to how far they could have reached in the time since they were broadcast. A map designed by Adam Grossman of the Dark Sky Company demonstrates this perfectly, illustrating how all of our broadcast signals are limited to a circular radius around the Earth of 100 light-years in every direction. Unless anyone is listening on a planet within this sphere of influence, aliens have missed every radio and television signal we have ever put out. And even if they're within the light-year limit, our signals fade and deteriorate beyond a few light-years anyway. Add to this the fact that we're leaking fewer signals than ever before due to our switchover towards new technologies, and it seems unlikely that aliens will ever pick up on any of our domestically targeted broadcasts, past or present. Another way aliens might be aware of our planet is via deliberate radar transmissions. The Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico is one facility capable of performing such tasks, and you'll be glad to know the facility is still standing, albeit with some damage, after the devastating impact of Hurricane Maria. In 1974, the famous Arecibo message was sent from the observatory towards the Great Globular Cluster of about 300,000 stars in the constellation of Hercules. This message will take just under 25,000 years to reach its destination due to the distances involved, but even then it will only be received if it hits an exoplanet directly. These transmissions are heavily focused, so if we do want to make ourselves known, we'll have to send further messages to closer worlds with pinpoint accuracy, while also hoping that the aliens are listening at that exact time too. That seems like a pretty big if you ask me, which nobody did, because no one asks me anything except, where's the old narrator, wah, wah, wah. He's dead. I killed him. Get over it. His wife certainly did. Number 2. Direct observation. If you were on a distant alien planet and you wanted to see Earth, the most obvious method of doing so would involve mailing your eyes in the post or using a telescope. Unfortunately, due to our size and luminosity, it'd be nigh on impossible to observe our pale blue dot directly. To detect faraway planets, human scientists often look for the appearance of black spots upon their parent stars, which indicate when orbiting worlds pass in front of them. Alien astronomers would likely use the same method, and Robert Wells from Queen's University, Belfast, believes he has calculated precisely how many worlds are capable of observing us in this manner. Wells's team analyzed thousands of known exoplanets in our galaxy, identifying 68 worlds where observers would be able to see the planets of our solar system passing in front of the Sun. Luckily for us and other life-hunting species, the easiest planets to spot are those closest to the star, which often includes those within the habitable zone. Sadly, of the 68 exoplanets capable of seeing our solar system, only 9 were described as ideally placed to observe the transits of the Earth. Furthermore, none of these worlds is capable of hosting Earth-type life. But don't be too downhearted, because Wells's team also estimates that there should be around 10 undiscovered planets which can see Earth and are capable of sustaining life as we know it. We've also not accounted for the fact that advanced civilizations may be able to zoom in several orders of magnitude closer than we humans can, using unforeseen technologies. So, if the aliens are watching our planet, what can they see? Number 1. Ancient evidence. To find out if Earth is alive, all you need is a single pixel. One itty-bitty tiny dot of light is enough to determine whether our world is dead, or if it may be home to biological life. If an alien race has spotted our planet, it stands to reason they would continue to observe it for some considerable time. If they did, alien astronomers might be able to see changes within this single pixel of light, and subsequently detect several features of our Earth which mark it out as habitable for life. For example, variations in brightness would indicate that our planet experiences rapidly changing weather, which would be the result of water-based clouds. Mars and Venus don't display such characteristics, but Earth does. So, in this sense, we'd stand out. Another way you could detect our living world is through something called Earthshine. Earthshine is simply the sun's light reflected off our planet and bounced off into space. However, when some of this light passes through the atmosphere, a distant observer may be able to determine the composition of said atmosphere and identify the presence of oxygen. If our extraterrestrial observers also breathe oxygen, or if they know that certain life forms depend on it, they would mark out our planet as one to be remembered. The detection of pollution in the form of CFCs would also indicate a world full of advanced life. And this is one way a group of Harvard astrophysicists have proposed that we humans could identify the distant home planets of intelligent beings too. However, depending on how far away our observers are, they may be looking at a world that has long since gone extinct. CFCs can last for 100,000 years in the atmosphere, so by the time an alien race finds us, we may be dead and gone. Alternatively, cosmic voyeurs at an extreme distance may be looking at a planet that will remain devoid of humans for some time yet. Earth's great oxygenation event took place 2.45 billion years ago, and at this point, our world belonged mostly to forms of cyanobacteria, aka blue-green algae. So if any alien observers are peering at us from 2.45 billion light-years away, the light from this change will only just have reached them. Of course, what this also means is that Earth may have been marked out as a planet of interest for quite some time. It's entirely possible that some advanced civilizations exist 1.45 billion light-years away and could have noticed our oxygenation event 1 billion years ago. For all we know, they and others have been watching ever since. And while the distances involved means it's impossible for them to be observing our present-day shenanigans, not without some kind of fancy physics-busting telescopes, that is, they will be able to see that our world will one day host something worth knowing about. With that in mind, there's a chance that aliens may have sent signals to us hundreds, thousands, or maybe millions of years in advance. And if this happened, there's one man on Earth who is more likely than anyone else to receive it. You can find out who that is in our bonus video, First Contact, which you can watch on our Patreon page at patreon.com/Strange Mysteries. For a $2 a month pledge, which you can cancel at any time, you'll get to watch this and all of our bonus content, which goes deeper and darker into any topic than YouTube allows. If you don't want to donate, then
bullshit. We know you wanted more. Strange Mysteries on YouTube and our Patreon bonus videos weren't enough to quench your search for truth, to give you that sense of awe and wonder again, to go past what you thought was the end, to give you the answers you seek, but which only lead to more questions. That's why we just upped the stakes. Chemicals of reality. Reality, consciousness, brains. What else is there? Ask yourself that question. Perhaps that's all there really is, but perhaps everything else is found within a place where these ideas, these things, overlap. Some thing, some place that is undefinable. To many people, altering certain chemicals in their brains produces what they would simply call hallucinations. In fact, what we're going to discuss specifically used to be called the businessman's trip, as one could enjoy it. Come down and put your pants back on in the time it takes to eat lunch. It wasn't taken seriously, well, unless of course you started digging. And some people, including us, did. Already though, to many people, this chemical is special amongst others. Very special. To them it represents something more meaningful and incredible, as if it's the gateway to the next level of consciousness. The ticket to a higher reality barely explored by most humans. It is the entry point to a new reality, visited by only a select few, whose minds have become enlightened through the use of this exotic substance. For this reason, it's commonly referred to as the spirit molecule. But is its reputation as a mystical mind opener deserved? Or is it, and everything it represents, just a load of bullshit? We look at, investigate, and dive deeply into nearly all available research regarding this question, from nearly every angle feasible. And in the course of doing so, stumble upon unexplainable patterns, correlations, and neurological evidence for a reality existing beyond this one. Watch this hour-long Strange Mysteries premium video, Chemicals of Reality, as well as many more to come by becoming an elite premium member of our Patreon at patreon.com/strangemysteries.